In this video, we're gonna pick our best office chairs for long hours. That means 8, 10, 12 plus hours. All of us are different heights. Ryan is 5'9", I'm 6 foot, and Robert is 6'2". Sometimes he's 6'3". So let's take a look at these picks. Now, on the thumbnail right away, we tried to get you that ultra cheap $150 pick with the Dexley. This is Ryan's latest chair that he's reviewed. Unfortunately, I'm gonna be real honest, ultra cheap picks and long hours, they don't mix. And so unfortunately, I can't sit in that 1 to 2 hours, let alone 8 plus. So let's jump into it, starting at $300. Ryan, what do you have?
So my pick here is going to be the Calamity Atlas, but to be honest, I'm not sure if there really is a chair here that I'd be comfortable sitting in for longer than 6 hours. The Atlas is going to be my best pick. It's got a decent seat, really good backrest, adjustable arms, nice recline range, but I'm still going to be at that 5 to 6 hour range. So if you're looking for something under $300, I would go towards the Atlas, but I don't know if this pick would even really qualify for this list because I don't have a chair personally that I've found for under $300 that I'd be comfortable in for 8 plus hours. That's just the truth.
Yeah, I went the same way. I actually went back and looked at your video. You just made a best under 300. I'm like, okay, could I sit longer in any of these chairs? The only one that stood out to me a little bit is that branch task chair, but that's still, I could not do an 8 hour sitting in that chair. So Atlas would still be my top pick. I do like how it has the headrest, which is pretty nice.
I would say the only thing you could do here is maybe roll the dice on like a Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, something like that. Pick up a used chair that's a premium chair, maybe sub 300, but you're definitely rolling the dice. You're not getting a warranty, and I mean, those can be in any type of condition, but I think at $300, you're going to really struggle unless you absolutely have to force yourself into something.
If you hate our picks and want some more options, click the link in the description for our full cheat sheet.
All right, at $500, Ryan, what do you have here?
So for me, this was kind of a difficult pick too, because when we're talking 8 plus hours, the chair kind of has to check all of the boxes. So when looking at new chairs, I really could only find one chair that might reach that potential, which would be the Eurotech Vera. In the seat, amazing. S-tier seat, S-tier backrest. I really like the recline. Do not add the headrest. I don't like the headrest. My biggest issue with the Vera is going to be those arms. And for me, they don't go quite low enough for me. And so thinking about it for 8 plus hours, they're a little bit firm. I don't love it for 8 to 12 hours. So truthfully, my pick here would be a refurbished Amiya or a Meep or some variation of a refurbished Amiya chair, because you're going to be able to get that for under $500. It's going to be better quality than just rolling the dice on Facebook Marketplace. So this is one of those price ranges where it's really, really hard to find a chair that I'm confident in for 8 plus hours, and I'd probably go with a refurbished high-end chair from Steelcase or Herman Miller or something like that.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I love that Vera backrest, which is for me what makes me be able to sit in it for longer hours. I also feel the same way. I wish those arms went a little lower. So personally, I would go that refurbished route. Amiya to me is the way to go. We have our used as is Amiyas. I mean, they're barely over $350. You're almost close to that lower price range, but that has a S-tier seat, A-tier backrest, A-tier arms. So you're getting that super high quality, and definitely I could sit in Amiya for 10 hours, no problem.
So around the $500 range, I mean, you're looking at chairs from like Autonomous, you're looking at branch chairs. $500 right now in 2025 is a stretch pick to get something to sit in 8 plus hours. None of the chairs that are mentioned really have a headrest either, which I think is a problem. Like the Vera does have a headrest. If I were to pick a chair at the $500 range, it would be a Vera chair, but that headrest, it's really rolling the dice because it's fixed in position. Unless it fits you, it's going to be annoying because it just doesn't move up and down. And maybe if you hit your timing right, you can get like a Hayworth Soji chair close to the $500 range, but again, you're going to run that same issue. You don't get a headrest. And I think a lot of people, especially people watching this video, are going to want a headrest if they're doing more than just tasks. You know, they're gaming and they're doing things like just hanging out after work. So for me, it would be the Vera, but you probably want to forego that headrest. All right, $700 here. We're starting to open the door to some more options, I think. Robert, what do you have?
So you actually just mentioned this chair. I actually ended up picking the Soji here, but there's a little bit of an asterisk. So that's the Hayworth Soji. You can get this for about $555, about with the lumbar support, 4D arms. Really nice chair if you want to go new and get the full warranty. They have really nice customizable options to change your color and all that stuff. Very comfortable chair, fits a large range of users. The only problems with it there is, again, it doesn't have that headrest, which for long hours, I'd really like to have that headrest. And I'm also, I weigh this where it's like, it's actually really close in comfort to the Vera, and I can get the Vera for even cheaper. But it is another option that's just a little bit more than that Vera chair, and it's going to be very comfortable.
I thought about this range probably for the longest out of the entire list because the Soji is a great chair. It's my most recommended chair for under $700 because it just checks all those boxes. Very well built, great warranty, all the adjustments, comfortable seat, arms, back. But It is Hayworth's entry-level chair. And is it meant to be sat in 8 to 12 hours a day? No, it's not. It's meant to be sat in for maybe 5 to 8 hours a day. So when I think about things like the seat, it is a very firm seat, and the arms are not ideal for that 8-hour, 12-hour stretch. And so for me, when I really think about this, this is another situation where I'm going with a used Leap chair. The Leap chair is my number one pick. I sit in it everywhere. I sit in a used Leap in my office. I sit in a used Leap at home. I sit in a new Leap when I'm in the studio. And so for me, you're not going to find a more comfortable chair for under $700 than a used Leap chair. And if you're going to spend between $5,000 and $7,000, you can get a high-end refurbished chair that's going to have new components, warranty, return policy, all that stuff. So you can get it for about 50% off, which is going to blow any other $700 new chair out of the water.
So right at that $700 mark, it's just like $15 under right now. You can get the OM Yes chair with the headrest, nice big supportive arm pads. It's got that nice thick seat pad, but it doesn't really like sink down all the way. It like gives you good support. This is probably one of the few picks. I think it's something that a lot of people don't really know is out there. A tier for that headrest, nice and widely adjustable. Got a mesh backrest if you like that. Super adjustable in the back. Seat slider, arms are widely adjustable. This would probably be the only pick I could find if you want to go that new route and you want to get that headrest. So for that $1,000 pick, I'm going to jump in here because I think this is the easiest pick for me personally. It's going to be the Steelcase EMEA, $999 from Steelcase, brand new 12-year warranty. This is a chair you can easily sit for 12 plus hours. Got really comfortable arm pads. The seat I love. The backrest has got just that right amount of lumbar support. Now the only thing is if you need a headrest, absolute deal killer because there isn't an option here with that.
So I could have easily picked the EMEA too. Truthfully, for me personally, I would probably pick the EMEA because I'm not a headrest lover, but I'm going to pick a different chair here that I think is amazing. I'm going to go with the OM Truly with the jacket because it is a plastic backrest to soften it up, and you can keep it under $1,000. Now, the Truly is probably one of the most underrated, under-talked about chairs in the entire market, but this thing is loaded with adjustments. More adjustments than any chair that we're going to talk about on this list, including chairs like the Leap chair. It has infinite adjustments. I think the seat is very comfortable. The new arm package that we have on it is great. You can move them anywhere. They're nice and soft, and I think the backrest is awesome. So for me, it's going to be the Truly chair.
So I'm excited. You guys didn't take mine. I'm going to pick a new chair that I haven't picked before, the Ergo Human. So this does get you in.
The other one I went back and forth on.
Yeah, you can get it in under $1,000. It does have a headrest. I'm actually going to go with the all leather version for this pick because I do like how the leather feels on my neck. So Ergo Human has that great pivoting lumbar support, just pushes into my back in just the right way. And I also love the arms. So for me, long hours, you really want nice arms. And honestly, it's pretty close to the same comfort as the Aeron. It actually has more adjustments in the Aeron. So I'm going Ergo Human. You could do the mix-up where you have the mesh back and the leather seat, which is a great option too.
Yeah, that Gen 2 was a huge upgrade for sure. All right, right back to you, Robert. At $1,500, what do you have there?
Ooh, so in the past, I've been picking the Zodi around this area for that $1,000 pick, but I'm always kind of cheating a little because really my favorite Zodi pick is the one with that knit backrest, and it also has the dual posture, which puts you up to about $1,400. So that's going to be my pick here. I do really like the seat on that. I believe we've all picked this chair as pretty high A tier all around. And again, for long hours, having that dual position, it kind of like is almost like you have an extra chair because you can raise up your desk if you have a height adjustable desk, sit at a little different position, kind of helps you break up those long hours, has really nice arms. Only problem, it doesn't have that headrest, which I wish I'd had a headrest, but it's still going to be a really happy pick. I know I could spend long hours in this.
So for me, this is the easiest pick on the list. My favorite chair of all time is the Steelcase Leap, and you can get it for under $1,500 fully loaded. You just can't go leather. So easily my S tier pick. Like I said, I sit in it in my office. I sit in it at home. I'm sitting in it right now. For me, it checks every single box. The only thing that it's not going to have is that headrest, and do not buy the headrest from Steelcase. It is not a good headrest. You are going to regret it, and it's a real pain to take out. We do have a video to show you how to take it off if you want to. I would just forego it, but that's going to be the one downside. But otherwise, S tier for me on everything. So I would just go with a brand new Leap.
That headrest is so bad that they removed it from the retail site.
Oh, did they?
So you can't even buy the headrest on the chair anymore. My guess is because there was a tremendous amount of complaints. So yeah, at $1,500, I really wanted to pick the Steelcase Leap here. I assumed someone else would pick it because he basically has done everything but retrofit his car with a Leap chair. So he is definitely loving that chair. So I actually went with the Neutral Posture 8000 chair. Now this is a chair, again, that maybe not everybody knows about, but we do pick quite frequently in different areas. This chair is actually built for 24 hours. It's a 24-hour chair. It's continuous shift. They've got all kinds of adjustments that you can add. You can really kind of a la carte it how you like it, but it's got S-tier arm pads with the 360 arms. It's got an S-tier headrest, which is absolutely incredible. And if you're okay with not having that rocking back and forth motion on this chair, you're going to hear from our sales team that this is arguably the best chair out there for $1,500. You might want to consider the Indulgent foam, which is more of like a memory foam, if you want to kind of fix what feels like maybe some people consider it to be a little bit too soft in the seat, but otherwise, really nice pick here. All right, the final pick, no budget pick. Robert, what do you got?
I mean, you know what I'm going with here, the Herman Miller Embody.
You what?
You thought I was going to say Aaron, didn't
Baked
you?
us out.
Yeah, I thought Aaron with the drafting stool.
So usually I do pick the Aeron as my no budget pick. But again, we're talking long hours. So long hours, I'm going to prefer the cushioned seat. And I also love that Atlas headrest. So pop on that headrest. It's going to be well over $2,000. It's an expensive chair. So for these long hours, I really want to be able to kick back a little, have that deep recline. The Aeron and the Embody have that amazing deep recline. Feels super smooth, and that headrest just kind of lends to that. You can kind of get that right in the right spot on your neck. Also has really nice arm pads. They're a little unique in their adjustments, but they fit me really well. That arm roll, so this shoulder problem we sometimes talk about, it kind of gets taken away a little to me when I use that headrest and I dial back the backrest just right. So sorry, Aaron, I'm going with the Embody this time.
I mean, truthfully, my pick realistically would be the Leap. I mean, because if I wanted to sit in the Embody with an Atlas, I'd be sitting in it. I consider we have multiple of them here, but I literally, like Greg said, if I could sit in the Leap in my car, I would. But I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to go with the same pick as Robert because I do think it makes a lot of sense for that no budget pick, especially because you can add that headrest. If you couldn't add the Atlas headrest, I wouldn't pick it over the Leap, but it does add an extra dynamic. There are times that I'm at my house, usually late at night, when I've been sitting there for 5-6 hours straight and I'm a little bit tired and I'm kicking back watching something and I'm doing this. And it's like, it would be kind of nice to have a headrest right now. And so for that situation would be amazing because that Atlas headrest does add a whole new dimension. And I do really like the Embody. I might be down talking a little bit compared to the Leap, but it is one of my 3 S-tier chairs that I've ever reviewed. So that would be my pick as well.
My no budget pick here is pretty simple, pretty easy to guess too because I'm sitting in it right now. It's a Night Watch Commander chair. This is actually a chair we designed and developed for this exact scenario. Whether you want to work task, you want to game, or you want to just kick back and watch your favorite content, this thing is an absolute tank. Over 100 pounds, super supportive in the seat and the back. It's not going to give you like that where you sink way deep down into it, but it's going to give you that feedback that you want so that you do feel comfortable for 12 plus hours easy in this one. Now the headrest on it, again, multi-dimensional. Make it a neck roll, make it a headrest, kind of get it out of the way when you don't want to use it. And it doesn't necessarily have that full, like, I take a nap in the chair recline, but that's kind of ridiculous. I think we've come to that conclusion. You can still get it back in a really nice deep recline by pivoting the backrest back on it and then going full tilt. Only hang up here, guys, is if you're maybe 5'9" or shorter, you're probably going to want to look at a footrest or maybe another chair. We don't have a solution there for it yet, but I'm telling you, this is an easy pick for me because I'm already using this chair 12 plus hours and I love it. All right, guys, what are your picks? Are they aligned with ours? Are they completely different? Have you found something that maybe we don't know about? Definitely want to share that down in the comments. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you on the next one.